Hello everyone, and here's my quick review of Mickey 17. I literally just came home from the theater. Mickey 17 was written and directed by iconic Korean director Bong Joon-ho, who gained international acclaim with his 2019 Oscar award-winning film Parasite. Mickey 17 is an adaptation of a 2022 sci-fi book, Mickey 7 by Edward Ashton, and for full transparency, I read that book before watching this film. So, Mickey 17 follows a wayward man named Mickey Barnes, played by the indomitable Robert Pattinson, who decides to become an expendable for a planet colonization expedition in order to escape the sadistic whims of a persistent loan shark. While on the expedition, Mickey falls in love with Nasha, played by the stunningly beautiful and talented Naomi Ackie, who was my favorite part of the film. Both Mickey and Nasha must carefully navigate the uncannily familiar politics of the expedition leaders once confronted with a situation that puts not only their lives but the entire colony's life at risk. The movie clearly intends to be a dramedy, but at times I think the pacing led to a confusing tone that failed to find its footing in a complicated plot. The film felt stunted by its own ambition. The film didn't fully know how to integrate the themes it was hoping to explore with the plot that it had, which gave the film this feeling of being on a roller coaster that malfunctioned several times while on the trip. Moreover, the film inconsistently uses narration as a shortcut to character development, which I think spoke to the film's confusion about its overall tone. With that being said, Pattinson and Ackie gave outstanding performances that I felt spoke to their chemistry and adept acting skills. Mark Ruffalo and Toni Collette also provided great satirical performances that solidified the film's comedic efforts. Unfortunately, I do think Steven Yeun was too underutilized to be fully commented on, although his presence was a real treat. While I thought this film would be the first buzzy film of the 2026 award season, I think there are major flaws in the film that will stymie any conversation about this film being a front runner, especially by the time we get to winter and serious conversations about nominations are being had. And we saw that, unfortunately, even with very buzzy and well-liked films like Challenger and Dune 2, I think timing does a lot to sort of, make voters, I guess, forget about really phenomenal films from the year. And I think that maybe Mickey 17 will fall into that point. Overall, I would recommend the film, as I think my perspective might be skewed due to my familiarity with the source material. I don't generally give ratings, but because this is a quick review, I'm going to give this film a 7 out of 10. And I'm kind of feeling, based on online conversation, that maybe I'm out of whack with the general population, but I will say I left the theater just kind of feeling nothing. I liked it. I clearly liked it, but I felt like it was missing something, and its ambition was really there, but it just missed certain things. And I'm definitely going to create a longer video because I do want to talk about the satire in this film, because Donald Trump is getting his lashings in this film, and I really loved it. And I think people will be surprised by how closely Bong Joon-ho comes to being like, this man represents Donald Trump, and I want you to know. And there's a scar permanently on Mark Ruffalo's face to represent that. Anyway, let me know if you agree. I think that this will be likely a divisive film. Either you like it or you love it. And I don't even think it's going to be like Anora, where people in hindsight suddenly have all this weird conversation to be had about Anora. I think that as people are watching it in this week and the next, that there will be conversations about whether you liked it or not. So let me know what you guys thought, if you guys felt any way that I felt. But thank you for watching this review. Until next time, this was Strategic Delusion.